did this game kind of define everything you've been talking about, with just the gritty toughness that this team has, just with the way that game went, the way they had to finish it?
Well, I didn't know if our fans were ever going to get us sit down after that, the way that game started, but thankfully Bryce hit it, I think, right before the media. I don't know if they have to stand up through the media if we don't score. I hope we don't have to find that out. But, I mean, we knew they were good defensively, but it's impossible to simulate what they do with their pressure, with their hand activity, and we didn't handle it great in that first half. I think we had 9 turnovers, but second half we did a much better job with only 4. That team, I don't think a team has had less than 11 turnovers all year, and that obviously has been an issue for us. So I was happy with the way we responded in that second half, took care of the ball, and found a little bit of a rhythm for that one little stretch to push that lead up to double digits. I thought the crowd was absolutely phenomenal. Certainly the best crowd I think we've had without students in the building, and we needed them, and the chance, when we got, I think, that 10-point lead and they called timeout, unfortunately it was back-to-back timeouts. I would have loved to keep that momentum going, but it was everything we thought this game would be, and you got to win ugly, and we knew it was going to be a rock fight, and we found a way, and that's what good teams do.
What do you think it was that you were able to kind of settle down offensively in the second half, and really after that first run they had?
Well, we quit throwing it to them. That helped, and I give Andrew Morgan a lot of credit. He had a tough go there in the first half, and I thought he was absolutely phenomenal in the second, getting us extra possessions, and I thought his pick and roll defense, his post defense was outstanding, and we just kept guarding. That's the thing. Sometimes you get frustrated. Human nature when the ball's not going in the basket is you get a little bit frustrated on the other end, and we'd never let that happen. We continued to guard. We continued to have good activity. I think we did score more points off of turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. I got a first half box here, Seamus. So, thank you, Seamus. Man's the best in the business right there. So, anyway, I thought we did a good job of forcing some turnovers, and that got us a couple baskets. And we, not very often are you going to have 2 of your best offensive players. I think Bryce and Connor go 2 for 18 combined, and you find a way to win. And you shoot 32%, you win a game. That's big for us. And we've talked about defense has to be our constant, and I thought we went out there for 40 minutes and we were on point with that. We missed a couple little rotations, had a few mess-ups, but overall I thought we were on point defensively. We knew we had to, because we knew it was going to be hard to put it in the basket tonight.
That sequence with about 10 minutes left, you sat Bryce for a few minutes, and Sam hits a 3, Andrew gets the and 1, Aaron, I think, scored. Just did that kind of sum up just the team effort of everybody kind of chipping in?
Yeah, 100%. We wanted to give Bryce a little rest. We put Juwan back in, and it's good to have one of those guys on the floor. And we extended the lead with with our leader on the bench. And again, you have to have situations like that, whatever it is, foul trouble, a guy needs a break. We hadn't given Bryce a rest to that time. We were able to sit him for, I think, 3.5 or 4 minutes before we put him back in there. And then they went on a little run. They had the flagrant and the ensuing possession, but we found a way to withstand it. They made their run at the end, but I thought the other thing we did, they're so good with their hands and their activity. If you're strong with the ball, you can get to the free throw line, and you get there 29 times and you make 25 of them. That's huge when it's when it's hard to score on this team in the flow of the game. To be able to manufacture some of the line is very important.
You and the staff see from Aaron yesterday to know that he was good to go for about 10 minutes?
Yeah, he did a little bit live 2 days ago, and then he was full practice yesterday, and it was good to have him back out there. I thought he gave us really good minutes. I thought Raleigh was terrific as well, so we got great production from our point guards out there tonight. So yeah, I'm happy Aaron's back out there. He was on a little bit of a minute restriction. We kept him under that, and hopefully he responds well tomorrow. We get 2 days. We got to get over this one quickly. I think it was last year we beat Purdue, and then next game was at Iowa, and we got it handed to us. So we got to get over this one quickly and come back, have a good day tomorrow, and go a little bit harder on Monday, and then travel and hopefully continue this thing and continue to play well.
The ball wasn't falling for Connor today, but he was still plus 24. What was he able to do to affect things?
Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen that when a guy goes over from the field and he's got that high of a plus minus. So it just, I think, shows the growth of Connor, and he's contributing in other ways. And he was good out there. I got to give Sam a lot of credit. I thought Sam was all over the place. He had some big hustle plays in the first half, and good to see him knock that shot down. in the second, then make his free throws at the end as well. But I thought he was all over the place. Had a big steal on Mac there at the end of the game as well.
No call timeout in the first half during their 15-0 run. Might you have used one if Sam didn't need one on the inbound? Were you trusting your guys to play through that?
Well, we'd already used one. We'd use it or lose it timeout, and I think those are always beneficial. We work on that in practice. I thought our guys found a way to get some poise back, and I think we'd gone on a 15-0 run right before that, and we talked this game was going to be a game of runs, and that's exactly what happened. But it's an older team that's been battle tested, and we found a way to play our best basketball when it mattered most at the end.
Guys, people talk about toughness. A lot of it is defensive oriented, but you guys were 21 of 25 at the line in the second half alone. I think made 13 over the final 4 minutes. Is that kind of an embodiment too, when maybe the shots weren't falling, but you're being aggressive and attacking as opposed to kind of falling back?
Yeah, especially when we got the bonus. I thought we did a better job of not settling it. It wasn't real pretty there those last 3 minutes, but we just wanted to milk the clock and shorten the game and continue to guard, and I thought we did that for the most part. And then our guys did a good job of stepping up and making their pressure free throws. And yeah, this team's done a pretty good job all year getting to the line. And we're going to have droughts. I mean, it's just how we're built. As long as we guard on the other end, we're going to give ourselves a chance and continue to get to the line to find a way to get some points.
Is it symbolic, Fred, of the kind of efforts, performances you're going to need from guys like Andrew and Sam in the Big Ten?
Yeah. That's this. We're going to play a lot of close games in this league, and every possession matters. Like I said, I thought we valued the possessions much better. I thought we got good looks. We had some good ones, and they're going to contest you on a lot of them. They're a hard team to get around. And, again, we knew that, but I thought we made a much better job of making simple plays in the second half, making kickouts, and we got to find a way to knock those down. But again, we need tough guys out there, and that's what those guys did. They made tough plays, and you need that, especially off your bench.
Why do you think over the past 2 years you've been able to play so well in this building in particular?
Well, it's a great home court environment. It's one of the best, when you get guys in the league that we're fortunate to have on our roster now. They talk about PBAs being one of the best environments in the league, and it's certainly ranked true today, and it's been like that all year. I mean, I'd look at the last game against Southern, 8 o'clock tip, snowy night, and the thing was basically sold out. So we appreciate it. We're going to continue to need it with this league and the grind that we're going to have. But I hope we're giving a product out there that makes the fans proud, and that's what it's all about. And this team plays with such great effort. If we continue to do that, we'll continue to get great crowds.
Mick specifically talked about Juwan and Bryce pressing him. What stood out to you, and how were they able to give you a boost today?
Well, they've given us a boost all year, and even though Bryce's shot wasn't falling today as much as it had been, he's been one of the best players in the league, I think, through the first half of the season. And Juwan hit a couple big shots for us. That 3 out of the timeout in the corner was a huge shot, and he had a couple grown man rebounds out there as well. But again, those guys are making big contributions, whether they're scoring or not.
How much does Juwan help set the tone in what you talk about, that this team's identity being gritty and grimy? How much does Juwan set the tone?
Yeah, he's been the consistent voice every day. I know I talked about that a couple weeks ago after the Michigan State game. I thought he was the one that really rallied the troops and got them back out there where they needed to be, and he's just continued on with that every day. Whether he plays a good game or a bad game, he's the guy that's bounced back, and our guys have followed him.